she asked, she says, drug test. Drug test that your employer has to make you go through in order to do certain things, to have employment, to do certain things. So that would basically say that you do not have the right to do whatever you want with your body. That you in fact, I would encourage you to study the Constitution and all the documentation. There is no right to do whatever you want with your body. For instance, drugs are illegal. Driving and drinking is illegal because it will harm another human being. It could potentially harm our entire community. And so when she brought up the drug test, that just brings up one more point, that abortion kills another human being, thus it's wrong. Just like drug tests and those types of things. She brings up a point that rich women will have abortions more than poor women. That's the craziest thing, because most of abortion clinics are right smack dab in the poorest neighborhoods in our community. In fact, in Houston, Texas, they put up a massive abortion facility right in a big, impoverished area in that town. So the fact that they may not have access is kind of laughable. Contraceptives. Now she brings up contraceptives, and I think, in fact, this is all about abortion. This is not about contraceptives. But if you want to bring up that subject, there's natural family planning. Agreed. That's fine. You can laugh about it. But natural family planning respects the woman, it respects the man involved, and it respects the child. And it's all about respecting each individual who's part of this. And so, again, contraceptives, and in fact, the Planned Parenthood data is incorrect. If you go to Guttmacher Institute, the actual data for the effectiveness of contraceptives, who uses them most? Teenagers and young adults. They know how to use them the least, and so their rates are extremely low. And so Planned Parenthood, gives these out like crazy. In fact, they give out condoms, which are the lowest rated condoms in the entire country. They give them out. The condoms are free, so that they'll break, they'll come back, and they'll have abortions. I give you this one story. Let's say Bob owns a Quickie Mart down the road on the corner. It's a great store, and everyone loves Bob. He's a great guy, great store, and in fact, he has many around the city. But you see, he sells different things here and there. Only 3% of his business is actually a hitman business on the side. Now, 97% of the people who walk in and out, they'll have a great day, they'll walk in and out, no big deal. But he charges women to come in and say, hey, I need to hit off my husband. He charges them $500 or more per hit, and he does 5,580 hits every single year. He brings in $2.75 million from his hitman business, but that's only 3%, right, of the people who walk in and out. Well, you think he's really in the business of selling, toiletry items? He's really in the business of his hitman business. Same as for Planned Parenthood, the leading abortion provider in our state, in our country. At $1 billion a year, this organization promotes abortion, promotes promiscuity in girls. And so even right here in the St. Louis area, the abortion clinic, the last abortion clinic in the entire state, brings in $16 million every single year. Their top CEO brings in $197,000. They have 97 full-time employees, 57 part-time employees.
30 seconds.
Do we really want to support this system with our tax dollars? $330 million a year supports this system? I would think not. And so, the idea that somehow God will punish these women is completely wrong. There are places like Project Rachel and Project Joseph and the Silent No More Awareness Campaign, all these different things that support these women who have gone through this and offer hope and healing, that God will heal He forgives and heals.
That's time. 2-minute closings.
All right. Well, I'm going to reiterate my guess that no one has changed their mind tonight based on a brilliant presentation. So I'm just going to say a couple of things in closing. One is that to anyone who is praying to end abortion, I would hope that you would consider working very hard to reduce the need for abortion rather than simply working to criminalize it, because I truly think that that will get you closer to your goal. The other thing, and this may seem like a little out there, but the Ethical Society was founded on the hope that people of different creeds or no creed could nonetheless commit to some deeds that they agreed on, that were universally understood as important. I think that the battery is done.
Yes.
So I would like to end by suggesting a deed that I hope that we can all agree on. And that is that every day infants and toddlers and children die of starvation and easily prevented or easily cured diseases. And compared to those children and their families, every one of us here is rich, no matter how hard our lives may seem. So I recommend giving to UNICEF as the most effective way to save lives, and something that we can all in this room agree on. I have money taken out of my bank account every month to be sent to UNICEF, and it's painless. And in fact, it's too painless, and so I need to raise the amount that I'm giving. And I'm going to do that, and I commit to doing that. So whatever our different definitions of life, and I know that we're not going to convince each other tonight, so I hope that we can all agree at least that the children that UNICEF helps deserve the gift of life, and commit to help them.
You don't need the mic.
Thank you.
Does anyone have a battery?
I really don't need the mic, do I? She made a good point. There's one thing we can agree on, that we need to support organizations that will reduce abortions, right? But it's not enough just to reduce them. We need to completely eliminate them, right? And so we are working directly with an organization called Thrive, Birthright, Our Ladies In. Our Ladies In provides housing for these women. Thrive provides free ultrasounds, free pregnancy tests, and all kinds of things. And those are just 3 examples. There's Bethany, who provides adoption agencies. There's Love Baskets, which is another adoption agency. Faith Maternity Home. And this is just in the small little St. Louis area. There are thousands of these organizations all over the place wanting to help women. And we know that if that woman sees an ultrasound of their child, there's no excuse for the American society to not recognize the child as a human being. And again, there's a difference between some people think that it's a human being and not a human person, and you can use the SLED test to size, level of development, environment, and dependency. We can talk about that more in our second session. But there's so much resources. The problem is organizations like Planned Parenthood and other abortion industries don't tell them about it.
30 seconds.
And so 90% of the girls who walk in the door to Planned Parenthood or other abortion clinics go through with the abortion. But others who figure out and learn about the different alternatives go into a place like Thrive, see an ultrasound, and over 90% of those women will change their mind and say, well, I know I had a choice, but this is a much more wholesome and better choice.
Done.
Thank you.
A 10-minute break. Again, the men's bathroom's there, women's bathroom's down there in the back hallway. Stretch your legs, get some coffee, and we'll come back for questions.
How are you going to do the questions on cards?